As economic conditions worsen, our beloved restaurants are disappearing from the landscape, falling victim to the squeeze on U.S. businesses, with consumers cutting back on dining out and tightening their budgets. Even prominent players in the industry are experiencing internal decay. In the past 3 years alone, over 160,000 restaurants have permanently closed nationwide. And unfortunately, this trend shows no signs of slowing down in 2023. Today, we present a compilation of some of America's cherished food establishments that are either downsizing their operations or facing closure this year. But before we proceed, we kindly ask for your support by giving us a thumbs up and subscribing to our channel to stay updated on our future content. Without further delay, here are 15 major restaurant chains that have filed for bankruptcy. Corner Bakery. Once viewed as a formidable competitor to renowned bakery chains like Panera Bread, Corner Bakery has experienced a significant wave of store closures in recent years. The decline in revenue due to the reduced number of stores, combined with the financial hardship stemming from the pandemic, resulted in the chain defaulting on its credit facility last year. As the company worked on formulating a repayment plan with lenders, its debt was acquired by SSCP Management, a firm that intended to foreclose on Corner Bakery's assets. Consequently, Corner Bakery was compelled to file for bankruptcy. Just this month, the chain, which had been valued at $40 million only a year ago, accepted a $15 million purchase offer from SSCP Management, which is now focusing on closing underperforming location and implementing a restructuring strategy to restore profitability. McDonald's. It's astonishing to think that even the largest and most successful fast food chains worldwide are not impervious to franchisee bankruptcies. Just a few months ago, Enterprices LLC filed for bankruptcy and closed down all of its operated McDonald's restaurants. The franchisee faced a substantial lawsuit involving labor issues with minors, which had a detrimental impact on the entire brand. Last month, the company announced the closure of hundreds of stores, not only in the United States but also across the globe. Executives made this decision after extensive discussions among board members regarding the growth potential of various locations, ultimately choosing to focus on those with higher financial returns while excluding struggling stores from their portfolio. Burger King. Following a series of price increases passed on to customers, Burger King has experienced a significant sales slowdown in 2023. Pushing some of its major franchisees to the brink of financial collapse. Earlier this year, Toms King Holdings, once regarded as one of the top-performing operators in North America, disclosed the dire state of its stores and filed for bankruptcy. According to court filings, Toms King's business suffered a significant decline in foot traffic, resulting in decreased revenue without proportional reductions in rental obligations, debt service, and other liabilities. Another significant Burger King franchisee, Meridian Restaurants Unlimited, also filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy in March. This Utah-based company, one of Burger King's largest franchisees, has multiple locations awaiting sale or closure in the coming months. More recently, another operator, King, closed approximately 30 restaurants following a dispute with the franchise. Prior to these closures, Burger King had sued the franchisee King for alleged failure to pay required royalties, advertising fund payments, and other outstanding fees related to operating Burger King restaurants in Michigan. This marked the beginning of a series of store closures for the restaurant chain, with over 500 locations set to disappear by the end of 2023. Around 124 stores have already closed their doors, and an additional 400 underperforming restaurants are in the process of shutting down. Hardee's, grappling with cash flow issues over the past few years, is now closing hundreds of locations after filing for Chapter 11 bankruptcy in May. Prior to the filing, Summit Restaurant Holdings had already shuttered 40 Hardee's restaurants this year. Currently, executives are actively seeking a qualified and well-capitalized buyer with a successful track record in the restaurant, entertainment, food, beverage, and retail sectors. Court documents reveal that the company has been grappling with serious challenges since the pandemic, including stagnant foot traffic, inflationary pressures squeezing profits, and rising food and labor costs that make it increasingly difficult for underperforming locations to remain operational. Popeyes, a chicken chain known by the same parent company as Burger King and Popeyes, also faced the bankruptcy of one of its largest franchises this year. Premier Cajun Kings, founded by marriage Patrick Sidhu in 2018, rapidly expanded its operations and achieved over $30 million in annual sales by the following year. Tragically, Mr. Sidhu passed away in May 2022, and his business never fully recovered from the loss of its sole manager. Declining sales, escalating costs, and operating losses forced the franchisee to close numerous restaurants in Alabama and Tennessee. Some locations were even evicted by landlords, leaving the company with only half of its stores remaining in March 2023. Eventually, PCK filed for bankruptcy. Court documents from the filing highlight the tremendous uncertainty and disruption caused by this tragic loss, along with various macroeconomic factors. Sink's Tasty Freeze, a fast food restaurant known for its soft-serve ice cream and established in 1915, is rapidly vanishing from our economic landscape. At its peak, Tasty Freeze operated over 2,000 locations across the U.S. However, by the turn of the century, less than 100 stores remained open. The chain played a significant role in shaping other popular fast food chains that have since become its biggest competitors. Today, the bankrupt company has a mere 4 locations in operation, and it won't be long before those stores bid farewell forever, marking the demise of the Tasty Freeze brand. In the early 90s, Del Taco was once considered a formidable rival to Taco Bell's Mexican fast food empire, before the emergence of Chipotle and Moe's. However, Del Taco's attempt to imitate its larger competitors' actions ultimately led to its downfall. Overexpansion driven by a desire to match Taco Bell's dominance left Del Taco with severe cash flow problems and a substantial debt burden. To address these issues, the chain filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy, resulting in the closure of 175 restaurants in 2020. During the pandemic, countless restaurants faced permanent closures. While one might assume that Crystal, a fast food chain, filed for bankruptcy due to the crisis, the reality is different. Crystal actually filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy in January 2020, before the full impact of the COVID-19 outbreak. With declining sales for 7 consecutive quarters, the chain closed nearly 50 restaurants. Unfortunately, the timing of Crystal's decision limited its options, and it is currently fighting to survive. Analysts predict that the chain may completely disappear before the end of the decade. Chuck E. Cheese, known for its beloved marked generations, has experienced a roller coaster ride throughout its history. The pizza chain, founded in San Jose, California, faced its first bankruptcy filing in 1984 when it carried a $50 million debt in defaulted bonds. Seeking court protection allowed the chain to remain in operation, but it did not guarantee long-term survival, especially during the unprecedented global pandemic. Currently, Chuck E. Cheese carries a staggering $705 million debt, making the future uncertain. Without a significant turnaround, the chain may find itself filing for bankruptcy once again in the near future. Rubio's Coastal Grill, a restaurant chain known for its coastal-inspired cuisine, has been hit hard by product shortages, increased labor costs, and rising prices for customers. These challenges have significantly impacted the company's financial position over the past 3 years, resulting in a substantial drop in annual revenue. In order to address its outstanding debt and fight for its survival, Rubio's Coastal Grill made the decision to file for bankruptcy. Fortunately, the chain was able to secure a new lender, which enabled it to emerge from bankruptcy and regain financial viability. This development brings hope not only to Rubio's but also to other indebted brands currently navigating the bankruptcy process. Blue Star, a gourmet fast food chain specializing in selling donuts to adults, entered the market with competition from major industry players like Dunkin' Donuts and Krispy Kreme. However, the combination of higher-priced products and lower sales volume started taking a toll on its financial health, particularly during the pandemic. Blue Star filed for bankruptcy for the first time during that period and continued to face challenges, leading to a second bankruptcy filing in 2022. As a result, the chain now operates only 3 remaining stores in its home state of Oregon. IHOP, a well-known pancake house restaurant chain, experienced a significant 33% decline in sales. This downturn prompted its franchisee, CF Holdings, to file for Chapter 11 bankruptcy and close 50 restaurants as part of the restructuring process. While some of these locations were acquired and are now operated by Bankruptcies LLC, many others faced closure, resulting in employee layoffs. CF cited the closure of dining rooms and lack of liquidity as major factors behind their financial struggles. As the company seeks to find a buyer for its $22.8 million debt, the chain continues to face ongoing challenges and is currently considered a risky investment. In the first quarter, IHOP reported a 14.7% decline in same-store sales, highlighting the persistent difficulties it is confronting. California Pizza Kitchen, a beloved West Coast chain famous for its pizzas, filed for bankruptcy and made the difficult decision to shut down approximately 13% of its restaurants. The 35-year-old pizza chain sought Chapter 11 protection as a means to reduce its long-term debt burden and re-emerge as a stronger company. While it is unclear exactly how many locations will be affected, the chain emphasized that it would close all unprofitable establishments. With a debt of $47 million and only $13 million in available cash, the future outlook for California Pizza Kitchen remains uncertain. Golden Corral, a popular buffet chain, has been hit particularly hard by the pandemic due to the restrictions imposed on buffet-style dining. Even after the reopening of the economy, the sector never fully recovered, and this had a significant impact on Golden Corral. Its franchise group, 1069 Restaurant Group LLC, filed for bankruptcy last year, revealing a substantial debt of $49.7 million attributed to restaurant closures and decreased sales caused by the COVID-19 pandemic. Golden Corral CEO and Strineri acknowledged the significant business impact on the buffet segment, stating that recovery has been slow, and some franchisees are unable to continue operations without additional financial assistance. Ruby Tuesday, a Tennessee-based casual dining chain, is facing similar struggles as it tries to compete against the growing number of fast food and fast casual rivals. With declining sales over the past few years, the company was forced to file for bankruptcy in an effort to restructure and prolong its presence in the U.S. market. Ruby Tuesday CEO, Sean Letterman, revealed in court that the chain has no plans to reopen 185 of its restaurants that were closed during the pandemic. Letterman cited factors such as declining mall traffic and the cost of living crisis as contributors to Ruby Tuesday's revenue decline. The company is currently seeking a buyer for its business, and its survival remains uncertain. When a company files for bankruptcy, it doesn't immediately absolve itself of all financial obligations. The process of Chapter 11 bankruptcy involves various financial arrangements that can take between 6 months and 2 years to resolve. This leaves many businesses in a state of uncertainty, either awaiting rescue or facing the possibility of closure. As a recession looms, it is difficult to predict which businesses will emerge as survivors.